is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
I really don't want to talk about this Bears team no more. They just absolutely suck, but I have to do it. Whatever. Let's get into this video.
So much pain! So much pain!
I'm striving to get rich. That's why I always went 2 years without buying shoes and feet. Things change now. My mom hearing me with my music and she look a little proud.
First thing is first. This is a game that, coming into it, I had zero expectations of this Bears team actually pulling off a win. Zero expectations of the Bears pulling off a win. And this game alone, I'm not going to say just this game alone, this whole season has just been proof of why the Bears need to fire Matt Nagy ASAP. This team is extremely undisciplined. This team offensively is the most inept offense I've ever watched in my entire life. Not just Bears offense. The offensive history I've ever watched in NFL, period. This offense is the most inept offense I've ever seen in my entire life. We get in the red zone at least 5 times. Go for it on fourth down, miss field goal, turnovers. Don't get fourth down. Don't get fourth down. The play calling in the red zone is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Our execution in the red zone, absolutely terrible. And it's been this way for this Bears offense the entire season. We just do not find ways to put the ball in the end zone. I don't care that the final score was 17-9. Shouldn't even have counted that last touchdown. This was a 17-3 ball game. I don't count that last one. I just don't. 17-3. I will give credit where credit is absolutely due. The Bears defense, the front seven came out to play. Our depleted secondary played extremely better than what I said and what I actually believed coming into this game. And it looks like the Bears have found a player in Thomas Graham. He played him a very solid game for his NFL debut. And that just proves more of that we have this guy on the practice squad, but yet we keep playing Christian, who's getting burnt. Vildor, who's struggling. Shelley, even though he's been out, he's struggled. And it just proves more that A, this Bears team just doesn't put their players in positions to succeed. B, it's clear that we don't evaluate talent well. And C, it's just proof that this Bears organization needs a complete overhaul. Complete overhaul. Defensively, this team played a whole lot better than expected. Even though the Vikings were without Adam Thielen, they pretty much held the Vikings in check for the most part of this game. And this is something I did not expect. The front seven played extremely well. The corners played way better. Now, having Akiem Hicks back and having his emotional leadership, and I've always felt he's been the emotional leader of this football team for the last couple of years, I think that proved a big factor in tonight's game. Having that emotional leader, that leader that you can follow emotionally, is going to get you guys pumped up, is going to get you guys amped up. It was absolutely huge having Akiem Hicks back in the lineup for this Bears defense that has been so-so all season, to be honest. And then it's been decimated this game with COVID, decimated most of the season with injuries. And they put on an impressive showing with Kirk Cousins, who's been playing some really good football coming into this week. Dalvin Cook looked otherworldly last week against Pittsburgh. So this Bears defense it proved up and it stepped up to the challenge. Shine to shine, even though he's had his moments where he's been bad schematically, they looked solid tonight. Now, I'm not going to call it a perfect game by the defense, by no shot. But with this decimated team, with injuries and COVID, with a Vikings team who's have a lot to fight for and has been hot offensively the past couple of weeks, Dalvin Cook, even though he came off that shoulder injury, came back, has been strong. They held that team to 17 points. They held that team to 17 points, where I thought coming into this game it had to have been 30. I thought it was going to be 30. So I'm going to give credit to this Bears defense. They played well. I'm going to give credit to the Bears secondary. They played tremendously better than what I expected. And we all know Roquan Smith is an absolute beast. Roquan is an absolute beast. But the problem with this Bears team, and it's been a problem all season, offensively, they just cannot capitalize on anything. They get good field position, squander. They get good field position, go for it on fourth down, bad play call. And that play call where they tried to rush out of the huddle, it should have been a timeout call there because it just wasn't there. Justin Fields, I love him. He has a tendency to hold on the ball a little bit too long. And Matt Nagy's play calling, trash.
Dinkelberg.
And I figured the moment Bill Lazor was down with COVID and they had Matt Nagy calling plays, I tweeted, call this game an L. Matt Nagy has to be one of the worst play callers I've ever seen in my life. He goes 5 wide a little bit too much, especially with a Vikings defense that creates pressure. You have a young left tackle. You have a right tackle who's just coming back off an IR, Andy Fetty, and a left tackle I mentioned is Tevin Jenkins. And speaking of Tevin Jenkins, before I get deeper, is he the only old lineman with some fight? Is he the only old lineman with some fight? When Justin Fields took that shot out of bounds, even though it was a clear legal hit, is anybody else going to have your quarterback's back other than your rookie left tackle? Come on, this offensive line, I just don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of this Bears team. Offensively, there are teams in this league. I would say this. There are teams in this league that are less talented offensively than the Chicago Bears. But yet, they put up more points against teams than the Bears do.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
The Bears offensively is just an absolute train wreck. It is a train wreck. Yeah, we had our turnovers. Yeah, we had some bad penalties. But our offense all season has been an absolute train wreck. And once again, I felt like Matt Nagy, for some reason, did not commit to the running game. He did not commit to a running game in this contest. And I just feel like he has a tendency of doing that. He doesn't commit to the run game enough, especially when you have a defense that is depleted. Albeit they played absolutely better than expected. Now, I just don't know what to make of this. I just do not know what to make of the Chicago Bears team right now. Now I'm pulling up the Bears. Here goes the numbers right here. David Montgomery had 18 carries. I think he should have got at least 20 to 25. You throw the ball 39 times, and Justin Fields ran a couple of them, so you throw the ball more than 40-something times. Now, this Vikings defense has been secondary woes most of the season. But this Bears offense has just absolutely proven that they just cannot take advantage of bad secondaries. They can't do it. They haven't done it all season. And it just, you would think with them, the Vikings cutting Rashad Breeland, and Patrick Peterson has not been his same self, and they're experimenting with different corners You know, Harrison Smith is, I think, one of the best safeties in the game. You would think this Bears offense can attack deep at some point. And it wasn't like the pass protection was absolutely horrible. They had some moments where he got good protection. But the Bears just are so conservative. Matt Nagy is so conservative. They don't take a lot of shots down the field. And everything is short and quick. And this game proves, I just do not believe for the life of me, you're going to see the best version of Justin Fields until changes are made in the offensive coaching staff for the Bears. You're just not going to see it. I believe Justin Fields has so much potential. And with Matt Nagy and his offensive scheme and the way he calls things up, it doesn't conduce to a quarterback development and success. This Bears offense has been train wreck all season. The passing game has been a train wreck all season. That is something Matt Nagy was brought in to fix, and it hasn't worked yet. I just want this season to be over. To be 100% honest, I just want this season to be over for us Bear fans to be put out of our misery. I just want the season to be over so we can be put out of our misery of watching this team every single week. Because they never put it all together. The defense played is a solid game. The offense is a train wreck. And for anybody that thought this Bears team was a playoff team,
playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
this is painful, guys. This is just a painful Bears team. Painful. And it won't get any better until changes are made. It just will not get better until this team makes changes. On offense, makes changes with the coaching staff, makes changes with the front office, and this Bears team is just a train wreck. Defense played well, a lot better than I expected. Offense looked like trash, and it looked like a toilet bowl offense. And I don't count 17-9, I count 17-3. But I don't even want to talk about this team anymore. It's just been so bad, and tonight's game was so bad. I wasn't enthused coming into this game. I really didn't have much to cheer for in this game besides a couple of defensive plays. Offense stinks. Matt Nagy sucks. Needs to be fired. I just can't take any more of this Bears team as a fan. I can't do it. But that's all I got, guys. Leave a like on this video. Comment your thoughts down below. And as always, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys for sticking through the season out and sticking with me on this channel throughout the course of this year. I really love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I am APWSPORTS signing out. Sad Bears fan right here. I'm going to go cry in a car somewhere. I just can't take this team anymore. Peace.
Yeah!